Hey guys, Teddy here, and if you're like me, you watched that Saitama AMA today with Max Equation and Russ Armande, right? So, what are they talking about? Cache A? Cache A. What the heck is Cache A? Yo, you got some Cache A? No, boys, what the heck? If you're in technology, you know right off the bat with the amount of times that they said Cache A, they are talking about cache. C-A-C-H-E. Cache. What is it? Let's talk about it. Is it plausible that they are suffering a cache attack? Where is cache even introduced in the architecture layer? Guys, Saitamask is still working for some people. It's not working for everyone. People reporting 401 error. And now the team has came out in the AMA and they say it's a cache. Hey guys, you're watching The Crypto Future. My name is Teddy, and I want to really dive deep on understanding what the heck happened with the AMA and why they're saying it's a caching issue now, and if that's even plausible, right? So you're on Amazon Web Services, you're on the cloud, and literally you're pronouncing the most common known term, guys. Like, it's called cache. Why are they calling it cache? Not only did they say it once, oh, it's a mispronunciation, they continued mispronouncing it, right? So this is how it's pronounced.
Cache. Cache.
I don't care what country you're from, what origin. Hey, my pronunciation, I have a different accent. Both of them said cache. That is weird. That is weird. And you see the first question is cache pronounced cache or cache? A cache is a group of things that are hidden and is pronounced like cache. Cache can mean prestige, medicine to be swallowed, or an official seal, and is pronounced cachet. They're calling it a cachet, which is a totally different meaning, right? This is right from Google. I ain't even making this stuff up. Like, this is normal tech industry language, guys. Like, come on. Come on. All right, so let's go here. I really want to talk about the AWS caching overview, and they do a great breakdown on where exactly, their goal. As I've said, AWS is not our enemy. Their goal is to get these applications out there fast and cost effective and be able to scale. They have this right on their caching overview. So what is caching? In computing, cache is a high-speed data storage layer which stores subsets of data in what they call like a RAM or a memory layer. So it's in memory, and that way you don't have to do database calls. You can see everything that you want to see rendered, pre-rendered in a page, and it's easier to see. Once you clear a cache, it has to fetch that data from a server, re-render it, put it back onto your app. So that way the next time you use the app, it's more versatile and it loads much quicker, right? So that's the concept of cache high level. This is exactly what you want when you are working in applications that just do a lot of static data. There's not too much data being fetched from the server, so you can cache it in the server and you can deliver it through cache. Amazon has a product called Elastic Cache. I'm assuming they're not using Elastic Cache, but I do believe they could be using something called CloudFront, which does have caching mechanisms, because we've been hearing about the 401 error. I know there's 5xx errors, especially when that app is crashing and stuff. So want to talk more about CloudFront caching versus the caching that normal guys think about, which is RAM and in-memory caching, right? So caching overview from AWS, they talk about the design patterns, they're talking about the applications, what type of applications, and in this caching overview, they talk both mobile and web applications. So not only Saitamask, but also Saitamask for desktop, right? So in theory, the way that they're talking about a typical application, what it does is you'll have users. Those users can access the interface where you log in, sign in, register, right? Either through the desktop or mobile app. So for Saitamask, we know it's only mobile. That's connected to the internet, right? There's servers, API gateway, whatever it may be, that now connects to your mobile device. So using this, there could be a layer of cache here. There could be a layer of cache from the server itself, fetching data from the database, whether it's web content, whatever it may be. This is all cacheable layer. So they talk about each layer, right? They talk about client side, they talk about DNS, web, the app, and the database. So when do people use these caches? Well, Elasticache is used on the database level. There's Elasticache for Redis clusters. There's Elasticache that you can spin up and that database is cached. Are they having a database caching issue? Maybe not. Like, why would they cache the database? That data is changing ever so quickly. So you don't want to be caching on the database level. You keep something in memory, you make an update, it has to go check the cache now. I'd rather just go to the database, update it if needed, and stop it and insert if I don't need to update, or just do a simple read. These are simple things that I can do with any database on AWS. Elasticache for Redis when it comes to the app level. So this is really the data access layer on the app. So let's assume that you've signed into the app and it stored your authorization key phrase onto the app. So the next time you click on it, it automatically remembers you and opens nice and quickly. There could be a caching problem there. I believe there is a caching problem because we've seen the 401 error. People aren't able to sign back in. They said, hey, do a password reset. So very plausible that there could be a caching error on the app level. The reason I don't believe it's true is any app that I built in my time, you add garbage collection, you add clear caching mechanisms. So that way every fetch you make sure, hey, is this reading from cache? Has it changed? That Elasticache is smart enough to know, hey, you need to do new call, you need to get the real data, or hey, this is cache data in memory, here's the call returned, right? So if they are having an issue on the app or web layer, we can assume that they aren't clearing cache. They aren't using the functions that exist in every single code, every single layer. There are functions that exist that clear your cache automatically. Guys, how many apps are you downloading today where you're not clearing cache before you press update? How many apps continue to work right when you press update, right when you open them? This is like a first. If you search in Google Play or the App Store wallets, almost every wallet is working except Saitamask. So definitely the cache just feels so weird to be using that as the narrative now, right? So it was DDoS attack first. Okay, fine. I've shown you about the DDoS attacks and what AWS offers. Now they're talking to you about caching, and they may not be using Elasticache. At least they think they're not. But CloudFront, which is a edge distributed nodes, right? They put nodes everywhere so that anyone in the world can get the information as fast as possible and quickly. It's usually what a lot of these enterprise applications use. CloudFront distribution is the new way to get your apps, especially HTTP headers, web accelerators, key stores. They're all using CloudFront, right? You can quickly get that data from any node. It's all edge optimized. It works really good. And they have solutions for Elasticache as well. On the DNS level, so DNS level meaning, hey, Saitamatoken.com got updated to Saitamask.com. Well, there is some DNS caching where it takes sometimes 4 to 6 hours for those DNS values to update so people can go to the right site and see the right website across the world. When you use that with the Amazon CloudFront, it's much easier to distribute your DNS because as soon as you update your API URLs, it automatically will fetch the right URL and it doesn't appear to be cache related. And then there's client side, which is basically what we're doing. So mobile device and those types of layers. So these are the HTTP cache, the browsers, and the mobile app layer. So benefits of caching, we've talked about this. You can literally reduce costs on the database layer if it's cached. You can reduce costs on the service layer if it's cached. You can reduce cost on the actually you can't reduce costs on the application layer, but you can improve the performance of the application layer because all the data that's being read from the servers can now be cached onto your app and it'll perform better. So it doesn't have to keep calling the server over and over again for new updates, and it'll give you what's in that cache layer. Very plausible they're using caching there. This seems very weird, right? So I've talked about this database caching, content delivery network. So this is really that CloudFront distribution I'm talking about. This is usually how Amazon's applications deliver the fastest websites and APIs, video content, web assets. It integrates with other Amazon Web Service products, which gives developers and businesses an easy way to accelerate content to end users with no minimum usage commitments. So there you go. Right from CloudFront, they're saying, hey, even with our caching mechanisms, we will still deliver and accelerate your website and application and API. So literally every layer, guys. So session management, this is also where I feel they're having an issue. So with that 401 error, when I see it, I'm like, okay, could they be mismanaging the session? They have a different cached session on the app. You know, when you registered, you log in, they stored a different key. And now when you try to open the app after a login or registration, it just crashes. Maybe those keys don't match and it's just crashing. It's very plausible, especially when you're doing CloudFront mobile apps. This is literally something that happens. What you do is you do garbage collection, you do memory cleanups, you literally have ways to clear cache, guys. Like, think about how many websites update their website. Are you guys going, clearing your history, clearing your cache, going into the app, clearing your, or stopping the app, clearing the cache for every single app? Like, you have to understand, we were told the transparency from Saitama, hey, we build mobile apps. Max Equation is great. He can build mobile apps. So as an investor, I'm like, yep, I trust this guy. He knows his stuff. But now, cachet, guys, cachet. Like, come on. It's CACHE. There's no T in there. Come on. What are you talking about, cachet, guys? Come on. Just like, oh my God, I don't even know. So I'm at the end here, and literally, you guys can read this for yourself. What I've told you about these industries is not a lie, right? Even mobile applications, it is a thing. AWS Mobile Hub, this console that provides integrated experience for discovering, configuring, and accessing AWS cloud services for building, testing, and monitoring usage of mobile apps. They have these monitoring tools, guys. They can do this. The cache layer just feels so improper. Like, how many? I don't know. Like, I can't even fathom it. So regardless, I will quickly walk over to the CloudFront process and cache for HTTP. So this is the 4xx to 5xx errors, right? So now let's assume they somehow misconfigured the CloudFront and they forgot to do the cache. Well, for some 4xx status codes, that 401, this is exactly what's happening. It is still cached in that CloudFront distribution. It's not letting go of that age. It's not going, hey, there's a new key, go grab it. It's literally goes, nope, nothing's working. So 401, you can't get into the app closes. Now let's assume it's not a 401 and there's actually an internal server happening. So that's 501, 500xx errors. And even those requested currently, whether it's requested, it'll still be cached. So that's exactly what I'm trying to say, that like literally from AWS dev, this is literally the development guide for CloudFront. The requested object is not edge cached. You can literally configure these options in CloudFront, which is used in mobile development, right? How CloudFront process errors when you have not configured custom error pages. Wonder what happens when you don't have like, hey, there's an error. Yeah, it's nice you have that little description, but if you don't have a landing page like something went wrong, what's AWS gonna do? That app doesn't know what to do. What's it gonna, oh, something happened, something's wrong, app crashed. Like, this is literally part of the configuration process when it comes to launching apps in AWS. Like, I cannot stress this enough, right? So here's some CloudFront cache codes that are cached. So here's the ones that they tell you right off the bat. So no 401s here, right? 400 bad requests. So guys, there is no way that they are having a caching issue. Like, I am showing you that 4xx errors, it's plausible, but like to this extent, like you're telling me you can't use the simple tools that Amazon gives you to be able to clear your cache, set max age controls, and be able to make the app work as is. It's fine. You're restricting usage. That makes sense. Hey, there's too many people, or I'm doing a phased rollout, opening it up to different regions before I get to the United States. But when you push the narrative that, hey, it's working for some, which it is, but we're having a cache issue, I don't think everyone is having a cache issue, because I've shown you, guys, we are not in a state where working with cache is hard. Anyone can do cache. Anyone can clear cache. People have shown me videos where they clear their cache, they uninstall Saitama, they reinstall Saitama, it still doesn't work. And then they go the deeper route. They reset their entire phone, they install Saitama, and it still doesn't work. This seems crazy. You're telling me even after a reset of your phone, installing Saitamask, and it still doesn't work as a caching issue? That is a fresh new phone, guys. Like, come on. Um, and at this point, they've told us they're using vendors that was revalidated. They've told us good things. But with the price going down and needing like a really solid update from them to be like, hey, timelines, time frame, it's great they're getting a PR team, very happy about that. But I am losing a little bit of confidence in the delivery of the Amazon app, especially for a mobile app on an Amazon server with all these tools to make us succeed. How are you messing it up? How is this happening? So, guys, that's literally what I want to talk about with Cache, right? Hopefully, you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe it is possible, but I'm sorry, I'm just not buying it. Like, we have so many tools to clear cache, to do garbage collection. These are known things when you build apps that, hey, if a website is cached, if a mobile app is cached, what am I supposed to do? They give you the option to clear cache because maybe not all applications have used those functionalities. But when you have Max there who's like, hey, I built apps in the finance industry before, and he's dealing with a cache issue, let's stop and think. And I am still holding on to my Saitama. I've heard a few people say they're not able to sell Saitama on Coinbase Wallet or DeFi or Trust Wallet, whatever it is. If you can't get the Ethereum, I did see that if you change it to USDT, you're able to pull out if you need to. I'm not telling you guys to pull out or anything. This is not financial advice, but there clearly is an issue here. And as an investor, I need to know exactly what's going on, Max, because I'm not buying Cachet at all, buddy. You can't even pronounce it. I mean, come on, man. And I ain't even trying to attack you and like, hey, he can't pronounce this, but like, dude, every tech guy knows Cache. Every tech guy knows Cache. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you like this type of breakdown and analysis, especially when it comes to AWS. And the Ganja Goons. Ganja Goons did win. So Ganja Goons, looking forward to you guys. And my comments, you guys have been blowing me up on Twitter. I appreciate you a lot. And as always, like and subscribe. And if you comment down below, I respond to every comment. Does take me a while nowadays, but I will get there, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time.